Hey there everyone and welcome to another Near Monsters video. This is it's footage from like a year ago, and I'm going back to it mainly because I had it there all set up ready to go for commentary, and I thought, you know what, it would be a shame to miss it out. And I've actually made a sort of better version of this team more recently, so I may do a video on the better version, and it'd be interesting to see that in kind of more direct comparison to this. So this start, I did a very nice kind of like skipping to like use the snowball to kill off the Skeleton, so I didn't have to face the revenge. And these two clips in this video are going to be me kind of using this in a very controlling way. This is my Link Water into Link Storm team that is very controlling at the beginning. The idea being this Polarian comes in, sleeps something, then I can use Tartar Grenade to immediately give turn to it, to then sleep something else and step back into Christine. So then I've got these kind of single target sweepers with the stun protection from Aetherian after that kind of killing plus sweeping at the beginning. Now, since I made this this team, there's been a lot more anti-sleep stuff that people actually play. So the team wasn't quite so effective towards the sort of second half of last year. When I first made this and when I made this video, this team very easily got top 10. But since then, it's kind of got a little bit worse. There's more lava entrants around. There's more stuff, just people run more Centurion and other things like that. Spectre Fox also really harshly counters sleep. You can see me having a bit of trouble with Spectre Fox here. And I go for the Nero mid rather than Polar Boss here, which may surprise some people. But the reason is, I know that I can use Metempsychosis on Polar Boss to reset its crescendo, and it can't use Stun Pulse. So at this point, I do a bit of umming and erring, thinking about how I want to do this. I've been scared of the Centurion next in line because I've got Polarian, who can, basically let it do its Night Watch. But luckily my opponent didn't play particularly well. So he hasn't brought in my Polarian yet. He could have done it by that point if he'd used Megalodragon's Reckless Attack on Mirai, I believe. I can't remember exactly how it lined up, but he could have done that. Also here I brought in Polar Boss, because then Megalodragon can't use Solo Bloodbite. I'm really kind of trying to stop his monsters from doing anything. And he still hasn't brought in Polarian, so his Centurion can't use Night Watch. So I don't play perfectly in this video, and watching back over this, there's a lot of things I would have done differently. I think I could have done a much better job controlling things, but I think it's still, reasonably good control, and the way I handle it is helped by the fact that the opponent didn't play particularly well with the Centurion. So here what I'm trying to do is get a kill on Polarian. I can easily do that with Saberzor, bringing that down. What I could have done there was like the Double Drain Survivor on Polar Boss to bring that down. I don't know why I wanted to get a kill on Aetherian. I think maybe I could push it back slightly further by doing that. But anyway, I'm going to kill off the Polar Boss at this point, and then put the Saberzor down so I can Blood Crave it to get a kill on Polarian. Because Polarian isn't that great on the battlefield if it doesn't have a kill. So yeah, I try to use the other monsters to set that up. And usually there's enough whole ground monsters around to do that. So at this point, things start to go a little bit more haywire. I can't kill that Bundum before it gets another turn, unless I use Metempsychosis. So I decide to do that, and then I can Blood Crave it, and put the Bundum down to whole ground. So at this point, even though I've gone really controlling this whole time, I decide to use Survivor Reward at this point. I think it's because I basically figured I'd won the battle. In hindsight, I definitely should have kept going controlling. This is one of my kind of things that I need to improve about my gameplay, is I'll sort of switch between controlling and not controlling randomly, rather than, playing better than and I need to stay in the controlling mode. So this was against Einstein, and it was quite a good setup for me to come up against. But not an ideal one. He's using a very similar idea to me, using Snowhawk into Polarian. I don't know if he copied it from me, but yeah, it's very similar. And annoyingly, Ryzen is just brutal against Tartar Grenade. In my more recent setup, I've actually removed Tartar Grenade because there's so much Chrono Killer stuff around, and he just dies off to that. Time's Up especially, it's just brutal. I also removed Cyclozar because Cyclozar sometimes isn't so great, but in this battle it's pretty good. But you do see the Protector Killer doesn't one-shot things, and that's just kind of a problem with Psychosaurus. He doesn't really one-shot enough stuff these days, so yeah, he struggles a bit. Anyway, so he thinks about it for a long time before getting rid of my Polarian. I was quite lucky with my Snowhawk getting revived. Unluckily, it was the thing that was put to sleep, and if you didn't know its moveset, it's got Purify, so this would have been ideal at this point to like give turn to it Purify. Instead, I do a very inefficient give turn into a Protector Killer, and I'm going to do the same idea here, removing the Polar Boss and resetting its Crescendo. It hadn't really charged Crescendo at that point, but it means he doesn't have the Link Water for Polarian. Also, I'm guessing he's going to go with Link Storm because there's Vixierid. So I'm going to try and keep him as 2/2 with 2 Water, 2 Storm. So he hits my Ethereum down to hold ground, and now you can give turn to Polarian to charge the Blood Crave, just as I did in the last battle. It's always a good strategy with Polarian. So I'm going to get rid of this Ryzen with my Oust. So I hit the Vixierid down so I can kill it off more easily. I'm not going to kill it though at this point, just because I don't want to face another Sleep Revenge, and I'd rather kill off things. And oh, it's looking really good now actually, because now he's got Utopian. Utopian is not really a threat to me. Vixierid can only do attacks a little bit. So Tomi does have Shield Breaker, which is going to be quite nasty against what I've got here. But ultimately, he's just got Satomi is like his main damage dealer, and he's got 2 stun absorbers, which I have stun coming up in my team. So I'm in a really good spot now. Doesn't matter what he does over the next few turns, because I'm going to come back with my stun, and all my monsters in the battlefield are actually pretty good for whatever I need them for. Snowhawk, I don't know exactly when that's going to wake up, but it's going to be relatively soon. So now the stun's hit, this is my time to turn things around. Christine already has 1 kill, so she can Bloodthirst to just about kill that Vixierid. Yeah, Snowhawk's now woken up, so I can Purify, then even charge my Blood Crave on Malwing. Oh yeah, this is looking good. So he has stun next in 9. I do a quick look at my team, which I will do in a second. So 2 monsters back, I have a stun absorber, and this is one of the things about this team which I have, that I can then do a bit of entrance control into my stun absorber to take the stun. And I think I take quite a long time here. It's funny because I'm not super slow with my battles, but against some people in some cases I seem to be really slow. And this is one of these ones that I don't look at the timer, but if you watch it now, I'm like 5 seconds away from losing the battle before I give turn. I was not aware of that at all, I don't think. So yeah, the obvious choice here was to just give turn and then stun. I don't know why it took so long to kind of decide that. I think maybe it's because I know what he's got at the back is he's got Deathgazer and Scorpiogeist after these monsters. So I'm pretty afraid of how exactly that's gonna pan out. And I knew I could like try and bring in the Scorpiogeist and then sleep it with Vixierid, but I needed that to line up. So it was figuring out how I wanted to do that, and I just took a little while with it. So I'm thinking probably the Nectarian, because that can wake up the Scorpiogeist by cloning itself. And I paused a while just to figure out how things were going to line up after Deathgazer entered. My 2 camouflage monsters really stop setups like this. The poison setups, Deathgazer 2, because they can't use their hit all moves. Poison Massacre just isn't good enough. So his Deathgazer can't really do anything. I can now take out the Flutterdrake Iris. I think it's probably got Survivor charged, and from here you can see it's game win. So that was this video. I hope you enjoyed watching it, and yeah, there'll probably be a video at some point, I have no idea when I'll make it now, of an updated version of this team. So I'll see you then.